Hard truth. Most people think they are making their own choices, but in reality, their attention is being programmed every single day. Think about it. The first thing most people touch in the morning is not water, not sunlight, not another human being, it's a screen. And from that moment on, their mind is pulled in 1,000 directions: notifications, short videos, validation, comfort, endless entertainment. Modern life doesn't reward focus anymore, it rewards distraction. And the more distracted you become, the easier you are to control. Because a weak mind is not created overnight, it's created through small daily habits that slowly destroy your attention, discipline, and emotional control. And the scary part? Most people never notice it happening. Your brain was never designed for modern stimulation. Thousands of years ago, dopamine helped humans survive. It rewarded effort, finding food, building relationships, learning skills. But today, you can trigger dopamine without effort. One swipe, one click, one notification. And every time this happens, your brain learns something dangerous. Why work hard when pleasure is instantly available? This creates what psychologists call dopamine desensitization. The brain becomes overstimulated. Normal life starts feeling boring. Reading feels hard. Working feels painful. Silence feels uncomfortable. And slowly, your attention span collapses. This is why many people can watch 5 hours of videos but struggle to focus for 15 minutes on their goals. Not because they are lazy, because their reward system has been hijacked. And here's the disturbing part. The people designing these platforms understand this psychology better than you do. Every notification is competing for your attention. Every scroll is training your brain to crave novelty. Your focus is being fragmented into pieces, and a fragmented mind is easier to influence. The modern world worships comfort. Food arrives instantly. Entertainment never ends. Pain is avoided at all costs. But humans grow through resistance. Muscles grow through tension. Discipline grows through discomfort. Confidence grows through struggle. Without resistance, people become emotionally weak. This is why small inconveniences now feel overwhelming. A slow internet connection creates anger. A difficult conversation creates anxiety. Being alone with your thoughts feels unbearable. Stoic philosophers warned about this thousands of years ago. They believed comfort could become a prison. Because the more comfort controls you, the less control you have over yourself. Real strength is not the ability to dominate others, it's the ability to remain calm when life becomes difficult. But modern life trains the opposite. It trains impulsiveness, emotional reactions, constant stimulation. And slowly, people lose the ability to sit still, think deeply, or tolerate discomfort. Humans naturally want approval. But social media turned validation into an addiction. Every like, every notification, every view becomes a tiny emotional reward. And over time, people stop asking, what do I truly believe? Instead, they ask, what will people approve of? Psychologists call this social conditioning. The brain slowly changes its behavior to avoid rejection and gain acceptance. This creates a dangerous cycle. People become performers instead of individuals. They fear silence, fear criticism, fear being ignored, and eventually they lose the ability to think independently. This is why so many people feel lost. Their identity is built on reactions from strangers, but freedom begins when your self-worth no longer depends on external approval. That is power. So how do you fight back? Start small. For the next 24 hours, remove one source of artificial dopamine. 1. Delete one distracting app. Spend 30 minutes in silence. Go for a walk without music. Sit alone with your thoughts. At first, your brain will resist. That's normal, because weakness hates discomfort. But this is how neuroplasticity works. Your brain physically rewires itself based on repeated behavior. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you rebuild control. The modern world profits from distracted people because distracted people are easier to influence, easier to manipulate, easier to control. But you still have a choice. You can remain trapped in comfort, or you can train your mind to become calm, disciplined, and independent. Most people will never do this. That's why average thinking is everywhere. But a small number of people decide to wake up. And those people slowly become impossible to control. Subscribe if you want to join a community of people training themselves to think deeply, live deliberately, and refuse to stay mentally weak. Because in a distracted world, attention is power.